We begin this look at sports with the red-hot Fordham men's basketball team. The Rams are the talk of the Bronx and starting to get some whispers around the country following their triumph over Tulane, seen right here. Standout transfer and New York City product Khalid Moore had 23 points in Fordham's 95-90 win against Tulane. Moore had 10 rebounds for the now 8-1 Rams. Moore's 20-point second half helped Fordham close out the 5-point victory. Darius Quisenberry also scored 23 points, going 8 of 16 from the floor, including 4 for 10 from distance and 3 for 6 from the free throw line. It all added up to the 7th straight win for the Rams. They were expected to be as good or maybe a little bit better than last season, but I would say that they are ahead of schedule and really turning some heads right now. They'll need to keep it going as conference play opens up in the month of December. That will be the true test for this incredible start for Fordham. Hoops is also back in a big way when it comes to Hoops in the Sun. Hits kicked off its fall league the first week in December. The league will run until the end of January at the Longwood PAL on Longwood Avenue right here in the Bronx. If you can't make it out to the games, you can watch the popular Summer League indoors on their YouTube page this offseason. That's youtube.com/Hoops in the Sun. Hits has become an all-around basketball tournament all year around, but summertime is still prime time and prime time of season, and that's the focus of our Turn Back the Clock this morning. I figured this look back could warm us up here in the month of December. Here's a classic, the Hits All-Star Game from 2012.
Now in its 13th season at Orchard Beach in the Bronx, Hoops in the Sun continues to delight crowds with the only beachside community basketball program in New York City. Sunday was dubbed the Bash at the Beach, the annual All-Star Game, and it pitted the best of the best from Hits against the best from Washington, D.C.'s Goodman League. It was no contest. Hits dominated, winning 132-116.
Oh, no, we don't make no excuses. We got here in time enough to play. We didn't defend the pick and roll. We got a rebound. We didn't do that. We didn't do nothing that it takes to win a basketball game today. So the New York team deserves all the credit.
It was a great showing for a basketball tournament that first aired on BronxNet TV and has grown exponentially, with the Cruz brothers carrying on the legacy of their late great father, Joe Pops Cruz.
It's what I live for. You know, my dad had a vision for this to be the East Coast Venice Beach, and it's just a matter of me putting it together and figuring out how to make it happen. And so far, by today, having a Goodman League here and bringing DC up here. It's been 8 years since he's passed away, and, you know, it's about time that my brother and I take it to a different level and then, you know, just create our own legacy.
Street ball legend and former Fordham University standout Adrian Walton, a.k.a. A-Butta, was among the many local stars in the game, but his star shined brightest as he took home MVP honors. Can you rank for me what it is to be the Hoops in the Sun All-Star Game MVP?
Oh, man, it feels great because I told them I was going to come up here, I was going to play every game, and when I play in every game, I want to make sure that they give me my full recognition. So it feels good to finally get my full recognition, and it's not going to stop here. This is just one of the accolades.
He had a sensational season. Like you said, he's made some big shots. He had the crowd behind him. It was almost a given.
Bronx native Mike Glover teamed with fellow Iona College product Scott Machado and Walton on the winning side. He was most proud of the Bronx and the New York City All-Stars on this Sunday.
We have 12, one of the best 12 guys in the city going against a team from D.C., from a different state. You have to bring the best, you know what I'm saying? I felt we brought the best today.
It is without question that Hits has come a long way in 13 years.
Regardless of what you do, you got to have the passion. You got to believe in your product. If you feel your product is 100%, no matter what you do, it's gonna rise above.
How about a rematch? The two leagues will now square off in D.C.
It's about us, me supporting Joe Cruz League. So we're doing a home and home. And we're looking forward to them coming down in 2 weeks.
We'll keep the theme of all-stars in place here as we segue to pro hoops on the show. The 1-2 punch of Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving was on full display in their win over Toronto. Kevin Durant broke a tie with a three-pointer with 57 seconds left and had 27 points to help the Nets beat the Raptors 105. Durant's three gave Brooklyn a 105-102 lead. Meantime, Irving led the Nets with 30 points. The Nets trailed 79-69 late in the third quarter, but Patty Mills' three-pointer capped a 9-0 run as Brooklyn pulled to 79-78 after three quarters. The streak continued into the final quarter with Brooklyn scoring the first 8 points to go ahead 86-79. Then KD and Kyrie closed it out. Here's more from the Nets locker room.
Shots going in. We got a couple favorable matchups with some teams being a little banged up there. But all in all, I think we're moving the basketball well. We're covering for each other on the defensive side of the ball. And, we're playing as a unit on both ends. So we continue that, then we'll be trending in the right direction. They throw a lot of different defenses at you. They might box in one, triangle two, press you all game, press you for a few minutes out of time, full court trap, so they just try all types of stuff. And I think we just stay poised through it all. I mean, we're used to teams throwing all types of defenses at us. So, we go through it in film, we practice it. So we was able to hit the extra pass tonight. We made some great looks. We had 27 assists, but I felt we could have had 35, 36 with the amount of shots that we missed that were open. So, we just stay patient when they start to swarm.
On the NFL gridiron, the New York Giants couldn't close out Washington and will have to settle for a stalemate. When the NFL season began 3 months ago, few prognosticators had the Giants and the Commanders battling for playoff spots. Both teams came in with 7 wins and are in position to make the postseason because of their ball control offenses and stingy defenses. They gave this matchup extra meaning with a month remaining in the regular season. Perhaps it is fitting that the game between similar teams went to overtime and ended in a 20-20 tie. The result, which left the Giants at 7-4-1 and the Commanders at 7-5-1, further complicates the challenging stretch run for both teams. Here's more with Giants quarterback Daniel Jones.
We're all pretty disappointed with the result. Certainly not the one we were looking for. So we'll go back to work and clean up a lot of things. But yeah, I think it's safe to say we're disappointed, but looking forward to getting back to work and working on the things we got to improve on. It's not a loss. It's not a win either. So I think, you understand that part of it, but I think just disappointed that we could have played better, could have taken advantage of some situations and won the game. So that's the disappointing part, but it's not a loss. I think we understand that. But we'll look to improve going forward.
Giants still have 2 games with first place Philadelphia looming. Can't say that I'm excited about that. Met fans are thrilled to have one piece of their championship puzzle retained in free agency. Edwin Diaz is the biggest piece to the bullpen puzzle that general manager Billy Epler needs to solve this offseason for the Mets. And in a Zoom press conference, Diaz speaking publicly for the first time since signing the most lucrative contract for a relief pitcher, $102 million for 5 years. The closer says he had faith that the Mets would find a way to build another solid relief corps for this upcoming season. Here's more.
It was the number one priority for me and my family was staying in New York because we love the city of New York. We love the team, the organization. They treat us greatly. Like we feel proud of that family. When I talked to Billy and Steve after the season, and I let them know like I want to stay here, I want to come back, and they appreciate that. And when the start of the World Series started, we start talking, and we reached a deal really quick because we know what we want, and we was really pleased about the deal.
With Edwin, it came together, like you said, pretty quickly because we had the ability to talk early and because there was clear interest on both sides to make this happen. I touched base with a number of our other, free agents to be, it felt that Edwin was in a position where he wanted to engage at that moment in time, and we wanted to make something happen. So it connected, and here we are today.
That's the good news for Mets fans. The bad, two-time Cy Young Award winner Jacob deGrom agrees to a 5-year, $185 million contract with the Texas Rangers, bringing the most talented pitcher in baseball from the Amazons to a pitching-starved organization that is making massive free agent investments for the second straight offseason. The 34-year-old deGrom, who spent all 9 seasons of his major league career with the Mets, opted out of the final 2 years of his contract despite throwing just 64 1/3 innings in 2022. He missed the first 4 months of the season with a stress reaction in his shoulder, and injuries limited him to 224 1/3 innings over the past 3 seasons. Texas looked past those issues and to the potential for deGrom to be a transformative figure in the organization. Those are the headlines to the C-list for a transformative figure in motorsports. Jamie Chadwick has been racing's most obvious success story when it comes to women in motorsport. I watched her completely outclass the competition in Austin, Texas last season, securing another W Series championship. In fact, she won every single W Series championship in the sport's existence. Now she's moving on to a new challenge here in the States. She'll be the first woman to compete in Indy Next, formerly known as Indy Lights, the junior open wheel category just below IndyCar. And if you could fathom it, she becomes the first in a whopping 13 years when she hits the grid with Andretti Autosport in 2023. We caught up with Chadwick on the exciting news.
It means a huge amount. I think, it's one thing having the opportunity to now step up and progress into a championship like Indy Next, but it's another to be doing it with a team like Andretti. I think everyone wants these opportunities and very few people get them. So I'm very, very grateful. And with that, it wouldn't be possible without the likes of DHL. So I'm really excited by it. I first came over to test with the team earlier in the year, and I had a really, really good feeling about it. I was in the process of weighing up options. Do I stay in Europe? Where's the best move, I guess, for me beyond the W Series? And the feeling I got over in America and involved with the Indy Next Championship and the team in Andretti, it just felt like a really good natural fit. So I'm very excited. It's going to be definitely a good step up. There's a lot of hard work that's going to go into the next few months, but I'm excited for it and looking forward to what's to come.
So excited to see her in IndyCar, and to me, it's a sensible move for Chadwick. The free-to-enter W Series provided her with a place to regularly compete, but unfortunately, she wasn't able to amass enough funding to progress into an F1 ladder series like Formula 2 or Formula 3. Indy Next is another great option since the barriers to entry are a little less complex than you'll find in European categories. Andretti Autosport 2 is an excellent team. It won the Indy Lights Team Championship in 2022, and it plays a competitive role, of course, in IndyCar in the top series. While she'll still retain her ties with Williams Racing in Formula 1, it has grown more and more unlikely that Chadwick will actually end up in the highest level of European open-wheel racing for multiple reasons, including experience, sponsorship, and age. Chadwick joining IndyCar is exciting, but it also highlights just how rare it is to see a woman in active motorsport. Chadwick is the first woman to race full-time in Indy since Pippa Mann, who contested with Panther Racing in 2009 and finished 14th overall in the championship. Needless to say, Chadwick's presence will be much anticipated. That's your look at sports. I'm Bobby C. Keep it locked right here on Open. Be back after this.